How's it going for you?
I feel very excited.
You created like the new world with a violin. You created new kind of music in the form of modern music with violin. Why did you start to do that?
I think it's almost a tradition if you look back in the history of great violinists and virtuosos to always try to use contemporary popular tunes and do your own rendition on it on the violin. I think it's a wonderful way to introduce the instrument to a new audience, also to introduce at the end classical music to a new audience, and just get a lot of younger people to come listen. Yeah. I think it's almost a responsibility when you're young and you play an instrument and you coming from music direction which is not always heard or seen on TV. Yes. You got to do something about it. Quality of the music is absolutely there. It's just sometimes you got to step out and promote something with quality, and trying to do that.
But you've put the sex into that violin now, haven't you? No, it's true though, isn't it? Because not a lot of people see violins as being cool and sexy.
I think they are.
I think it's a pretty cool instrument to be
but we had Nigel Kennedy. He wasn't sexy. I mean, he was brilliant with violin, but with all due respect, he wasn't,
Well, I don't think it's about being sexy. I think the most beautiful thing in life is being passionate about, what you do. And I think if you have passion for something, I think that's a very attractive thing. It's definitely an instrument. I always say, for me, the violin is, the sound is closest to the human voice. So I guess it does has a lot of emotions. It is really something which makes me happy and which I just could not imagine not having around. I guess also it's part of therapy in my life, when I feel stressed, a little unhappy, or when I feel, extremely happy. It's just something which gives me this outlet, of emotion.
It is the one instrument which illustrates tears for me, weeping more than anything else, because it is...
Depending what you play,
Depending what you play, but I was listening to...
I can play something, I'm certain you won't weep.
Have you played any other instruments?
Yes, I did my few years of piano and guitar, but it never really felt the same.
What is the biggest technical challenge to playing when you cross over and play rock?
I think in the end, it's like classical music. Every composer, you have to kind of find the right, spirits, and same with rock and roll. You kind of have to listen, of course, to the original, but still kind of get away from the original and try to do your own thing.
You got to dress a little differently too.
No, I dress like this in classical shows as well, so I'm sorry.
Who would it be?
Well, there's a lot of things. I mean, of course, wow, that's a very Green Day, another band which I love. I mean, there's so many people I really don't want to pick somebody because I don't want to offend somebody else, which I love right now. So I have to be very, very, diplomatic.
Who is a person that can criticize your work?
There's certainly, I listen to everybody, even if somebody doesn't has much education. It's always good to listen. If you kind of change your perspective is a different point, but it's very, very important to always have an open ear to people telling you if they like something or if they don't like something. In the end, it's up to you how much you filter and how much you pay attention to something, because there's definitely a lot of bullshit which people tell you, and you should be able to say, okay, thank you very much, but no thanks. But good comments can come from anybody. Doesn't have to be a great musician. Sometimes there's certain kind of truth in what an audience member says when they come backstage, and you kind of start thinking about it. That's why it's very important to be very objective with the comments you take. I mean, it's a tough one to pull off, but I try.
You travel the world playing concerts everywhere. Are you a bit like a sailor with a girl in every port?
No, because I actually work when I arrive. And usually what happens is, everybody thinks traveling is the coolest thing, and it is sometimes if you have days off. But most of the times it's really like arriving, going straight to the hotel, rehearsing, doing a show, and the next morning traveling again.
So no groupies then?
There are, but I think after like playing 2.5 hours, I am done. I'm wiped out.
Yeah.
I need my sleep.
Yeah, you don't.
No, that's really like the sacrifice of an artist. You travel somewhere, and people always think, oh,
great life, you travel. But what people don't realize is I travel and I don't see anything. Right. And how frustrating it is. It's like having the woman of your dreams in front of you and not being able to touch it. Right. It's like you have this wonderful girlfriend, but you have to be celibate. I have cities, and I'm celibate in the cities because I can't see any of the sights. Okay, so kind of sucks.
Are you single?
Yes, I am. All right, I am officially single since the last 4 years. It's not really happening for me, I guess. It's just like people can't deal with the fact that I'm never there, which sort of I can understand. You want to hear more about it, or you just no, I know really. It's kind of like depressing. I get depressed when I tell it to myself late at night, so it's just it's a difficult life. But you know, music is what the women in America want. Seriously, still have to find that one out. I can tell you that. After 8 years, no clue.
Russian great writer Dostoevsky.
Yeah. Schuld und Sühne. What is it in?
Beauty can save the world. Do you believe in it?
Well, beauty can do a lot of things. Not only save the world, I think it can also destroy the world.
Wow. You really think?
Oh yes.
That is possible.
Of course it can. I've met many people I thought were extremely beautiful and had a bad character. What country do you think has the most beautiful women? Marcus, straight to you.
Oh, nice. Well, the U.S., of course. That's where I met my girl.
But this is internet. That can be seen everywhere. So you can't be just like saying U.S. I think personally, it really is about. Jörg says I should shut up, but I have something good to say here. I think personally, it really is about charisma. Doesn't really matter how a girl looks. If she has confidence and charisma, always sexy. Always sexy. She can have a few pounds there too much, or the nose can be a little slightly crooked. I don't care as long as somebody has that kind of it factor, that kind of thing that she can carry herself. She knows what she wants. She has good self-esteem. The worst thing is if somebody is not insecure. Insecurity kills it.
That's not what he's asking.
But it's more about, it's a general question in general. I think women are sexy when they have confidence.
Oh, okay.
So that's all I'm going to say. I don't think there is any nation. I think that's stupid to say, but whatever. Jörg has something to say. Jörg, what do you want to say? He says Russia. It's just because we were very drunk in Russia. He thinks they were all very pretty.
So does David like female violinists as much as we do?
I love females.
What about violinists? Female violinists?
I love the violin. And
so you put the two together?
Females. And anything else, I don't know. I mean, listen, I don't have anything against girls playing the violin. Okay. Don't get me wrong. On the contrary, it's can be, very exciting and very beautiful. But it just has to be the right person. The talent has to be there also.
Would you consider collaborating with any female violinists in the future?
Of course. I mean, it's just a matter of really skill, as you said before. If somebody's good, they can be freaking mice. I'll play with mice if they can play the violin properly.
David Garrett will play with mice.
Yes, if they can play. So practice out there.
Now it's a game. Just I say one word and you reply one word. Okay?
All right.
It's a game.
Fair enough.
Okay. Beethoven.
Dramatic.
Mozart.
Playful.
Paganini.
I'm saying my personal answer to who was Paganini, he was an absolute genius, born and lived through a lot of insecurities. But the crazy part is, without those insecurities, he would not have been a genius.
Vivaldi.
Programmatic music.
Itzhak Perlman.
Idol.
Heide.
Idol number 2.
Leonard Bernstein.
Leonard Bernstein. Genius.
Home.
Airplane.
What inspires your fashion? Whatever is clean.
But you're what?
Whatever's clean. Whatever's clean in the closet, you know?
Oh.
That's pretty much the ultimate goal, you know, find something which is clean. And I tell you, sometimes that's a tough job.
Audience.
Work.
Violin.
Partnership.
Virtuoso.
Necessary.
Rebel.
Rebel. Image.
Child.
Child. Adult.
Family.
Support.
New York.
Fun.
David, how do you relax?
By sitting on the couch sometimes. I don't know, I like going for walks. I think any impressions of life, especially since as a musician you spend a lot of time rehearsing and being in the inside, I love nature, so going outside.
Good music.
Emotion.
Emotion. What am I supposed to say on that? Powerful.
Vacation.
Vacation. Necessary.
Party.
Necessary.
Flight.
Comes with the job.
Quality.
Quality. High expectations.
Defect.
Defect. Try not to have one. I'm giving more than one word because I can't just think of one word with each.
Chocolate.
Guilty pleasure.
I was at your last show here in Sacramento, and I must say your fans are really die-hard.
I hope they won't die, but die hard, you know, I'm German, obviously, you know, it's an expression which I might misunderstand. But, you know, some of them are
enthusiastic.
They're very enthusiastic. Some of them really travel a lot to see a lot of my shows. But, you know, obviously I'm very, very happy and glad I have supporters. But for me, it's always important to, you know, reach out to new audience.
And what's your best memory of your music career?
I don't really think of the past. I'm not really somebody who's like reflecting on yesterday or 2 days ago. I'm more of a let's see what we're doing today kind of person.
I mean, who is David Garrett now?
Well, David Garrett is a very positive person who likes to work and who enjoys what he does. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so passionate about it. So that's the shortest bio I can give you.